Hi, welcome back to my channel. They call me Charisma, and I'm back with another video. This is my series called Confessions, Mercury and Retrograde, and I'm gonna start this a little differently this time because I have had my experience today with a staff meeting, and as you know, I've kind of talked about my work before, the things that are going on um, because of the kind of work that I do, um, and funding and all of those things that go along with the position. And today was interesting because of that, but also because of what is going on um, above us. We discussed how Mercury in retrograde is something that happens 4 times a year. This Mercury in retrograde is special because Venus is also in retrograde. And we are also going through this eclipse season. And we are approaching another eclipse, right? And because of that, we have a lot of energy going on all at once. Mercury in retrograde can be seen as a time for us to go back and slow down, take our time, because Mercury in retrograde affects our communication, how we are understood or how we are misunderstood, how we receive information. Do we understand what we heard, or are we just responding to what we think we heard? So, as you know, I work with people who voted for the felon. And although these people work, they say they work for the betterment of the community. When you vote for someone who is not for the community, then you voted against that. When you vote for someone who has decided that they are going to make racism and segregation the law, when you vote for that person, you can't possibly have been doing your job if your job is an educator, if your job is in prevention. If your job is anything that is of any good to human beings, you're not doing your job when you vote for that person. So today, the person that is the director, stands up and makes this announcement about funds that are directly related to programs in the community, directly related to people's employment. And she starts crying, as palm-colored women like to do, when they've done things that are against. And now the thing that you did that you thought would affect people that didn't look like you is affecting people that do look like you. And as she's doing her Meryl Streep, two people that work directly in this office that I work in are now going to be dismissed. And they're going to get one of those emails that say, you don't work here no more. But we're going to give you 30 days. Because that's what they send you. And then they're going to send the email that says, oh, and here's a link so that you can apply for some jobs, because we got 2,000 jobs available. And these two people that are being let go, one of them is her favorite. The other one is a Hispanic person that voted for the felon. So, all these other white women are all flustered and just so upset, and they're crying for her, and oh, I'm so sorry this is happening. Don't feel bad. It's not your fault. And all of this hula la. And so me and the other two African American people I'm not saying nothing. The other two people, they saying something to console her. And we're there for a strategic planning meeting. And so they're doing all of that. And so I asked a few questions about this. And, they answered. But she's just crying. And so the people that were there for the strategic meeting, ask some questions, and they say, well, what can we help with? What do you want to do, since we're really not going to be able to do this meeting? And they want to know if you want to still do the meeting, whatever. So they go around the room and start asking people. And I said, well, I'm not really in a space to really want to do this meeting, because this money I know is going to affect, one of the communities that I work with, because I know a person that their job comes from this fund, and they're going to lose their position. Like, they're going to get fired, period. And it's just very frustrating to me that people actually voted for this felon. They voted for this, and there everybody's all aflutter and all the tears. And the bottom line is, you voted for this. You voted for all of it. You can't vote for a part of something and not get all of the shit that's coming. And that's what this is. And I don't get why everybody so don't understand that. This is what it is. That's what's true. And then for somebody to send somebody an email and say, oh, by the way, you don't work here, and here go the link to apply for jobs, is so shitty. It's the we don't need you, we don't want you, we don't give a fuck about you, but yeah, you can apply for some more jobs if you want to. So, everybody's face gets tight or whatever. And I've gotten to the point now where I'm so disgusted at the behavior. I get to the point where I don't even want to be in the same room with these bitches, because it's so fake. When you do something that is so despicable against other human beings, and you walk around thinking that the shit is not going to come back on you, it is ridiculous to my brain. And that is, that's the other part of Mercury in retrograde to me. When you are doing and saying things, and you act like you can just get away with this, and it's nothing. Nothing's going to happen. Something is going to happen. Your words, your behavior it's going to come back to haunt you. That's the reason for the slowing down. That's the reason for the processing. That's the reason for the not being so quick to respond. Because I took my time, and I processed what was going on in the room and said what I said. So I think my confession about Mercury in retrograde right now is that I'm seeing these things play out in real time, these actions that people have made. And it's shocking and disturbing, but it's not, if that makes sense. And I want to know if you're seeing that too. If you're understanding that Mercury in retrograde does make your devices go crazy, because that's been happening too. I was trying to pay a bill online yesterday and could not, it just wouldn't go through. But this morning when I did, it went through perfectly fine. But are you seeing other things too? So I want to know about that. This last thing, and I don't know if you saw this, but just hilarious. Was on her Instagram talking about her experience at work with another coworker named Lauren, who does the news on the show. And I don't know if she knew how she sounded. I don't think she knows how she is sounding when she's saying the things that she's saying. But she pretended like, and I'm not going to say pretended, she kept saying that she likes Lauren. She doesn't have a problem with Lauren. But Lauren overtalks her. She tells Lauren to shut up. She shushes Lauren. All these negative things, but you like her. You don't have a problem with her. But when you came back to work, Lauren was supposed to be gone, and you wanted to know why she was still there. She's complaining about Lauren, but she's pretending like she's not complaining about Lauren. So she did this whole thing on her Instagram and made a point of letting her followers know that she had asked all these questions at work to find out what's going on with Lauren and why they have this extra person on the show because she's supposed to be there. She didn't know that this person... And it really sounded like she was concerned about her position at work. Like maybe some other people are. Like even for me at my position, I've asked questions about my position too. Not online though. So then she goes to work, and this was on the Breakfast Club. She goes to work, and DJ Envy and Leonard have this conversation with her about, how she's feeling, kind of asking her why she did that, because it really made it look bad. It made it look like something was wrong at work, like something's going on that nobody knows about. So Lauren was there, and Lauren was like, I've never heard you tell me to shut up or shush or whatever. And so Just Hilarious kind of doubles down on, well, yes, I did tell you that because you overtalked me and I don't... It was so weird. The communication of it was so weird. She would not listen to anyone, what they were saying, and everyone was saying the same thing. Everyone was saying the exact same thing. Your job is not in jeopardy. We are not trying to get rid of you. We are trying to support you. We like you. We think you're perfect for this position. And she could not hear any of that. All she heard was what was in her mind. This girl is going to take my spot. Even though she kept trying to make it seem like I'm good over here doing my part and she can do the news, she can read the news, she can do whatever she wanted to do. It was very... I don't think she knew how destructive it was. Mercury in retrograde. She was just responding, reacting, doing all the reads, but not listening. She hadn't sat with how she felt about this person still being there after she had come back from work. And I think it really did something to her self-confidence. And to me, it really showed her lack of self-confidence. The inability to trust in herself that, I'm good at this. They hired me. It's okay. But it was weird. And for me, that was one of those demonstrations of Mercury in retrograde. And that's my analysis of that. Just like today at work, my analysis of Mercury in retrograde. All of these messages at work, about what it is, about what's going on, and then all the way in the background, something else is going on. Because the reality is, the people that I work with honestly believe that, oh, I'm good, I'm gonna be here, it's gonna be good for me. When no, it's not good for you. Even though you voted for this con artist, crook, felon, bitch ass. You think it's good for you, and it's not good for you. Because if it's not good for one human being, it's not good for another one. That's the bottom line. So, in the comments, let me know if you saw this debacle of conversation and communication with Just Hilarious. And if there are things going on behind a closed door, behind a curtain at your position, at your work, and now some of those things are being revealed, because during this Mercury in retrograde, Venus in retrograde, this solar eclipse time, this is a time when the veil is thinnest, when the things that you may not have been able to see can now be seen more clearly. So please like, share, and subscribe. They call me Charisma.